Greetings everyone! This is a quick promo before the video begins. If you're new to the channel and you didn't know it yet, I am actually an author in addition to being a YouTuber, and I have 2 books that you can get on Amazon. Operation Red Dragon: The Kaiju Wars Part 1 and The Occult Mafia. The first is sort of a bizarre, absurdist kaiju anime mashup, and the other is a horror noir story with a hint of a western thrown in there. They're both set in the same universe, and at this point have received mostly positive reviews, so you might want to check them out. I've provided Amazon links for both of them down in the description. They're both available in either paperback or Amazon Kindle, and Operation Red Dragon is also available in audiobook form. So if either of these strike your fancy and you want to support a struggling artist, feel free to go down and check out either one or both of them. Alright, the shameless self-promotion is out of the way, we can get on with the video. Thank you all for your support. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Omni viewer, and please excuse the rumbling sound you may hear in the background. That's the furnace. It's very cold today, so the heat is on. That's the only excuse I can give you. But hopefully it won't distract you from what I have to say about this trailer. I am a couple days late in getting to it, but I thought I'd share my thoughts on the trailer for God Raiga vs. King Ohga, the film which serves as the 3rd entry in the Raiga series by Shinpei Hayashiya. Now, I have reviewed both of the previous films, which were respectively retitled for American release as Raiga King of the Sea Monsters and Raiga God of the Monsters. I suggest you watch those reviews if you want my full thoughts, but the basic summary is Raiga is a nice, unique entry in the whole kaiju genre, with a different kind of setting, very different looking kind of monster, and a nice mix of drama and comedy, which works far better than you think it should. Whereas Raiga leans more into comedy, specifically the kind of comedy that doesn't really translate from Japanese to English, which isn't necessarily a fault of the movie per se, but it does make it a little inaccessible if you're not Japanese. But then again, there are a lot of other flaws with it that are pretty universal that keep it from being as good as Raiga. But that being said, anytime that Raiga, the titular monster, is on screen, the movie's very watchable indeed. Now, of course, we have a 3rd film on the way, which is brand spankin' new, and it's set to be released stateside in 2021. And this features not only the return of Raiga, but also a new monster called Ohga, and what appears to be a mecha kaiju of some sort, but I don't know the name of it at this point. Unless the mecha kaiju is also the King Ohga kaiju, and they're doing sort of an original Mechagodzilla thing where it's got skin at first. I have no idea. I don't know what this movie is actually going to be like. But only time will tell. As far as the trailer goes, it doesn't really show us too much in terms of what the film will be about. The emphasis is mostly on the kaiju portions of it, though there are plenty of scenes with humans, and you're going to see some familiar faces throughout. It looks like it's basically going to be in a similar vein to Raiga, though based on this trailer alone, I don't see as much zany comedy like Raiga was going for. Then again, that could just be the way the trailer is cut. I have no idea. But personally, I wouldn't mind if it reeled in the humor a bit. Like I said, both of the movies have humor in them. But Raiga, well, there goes the furnace. Hopefully that sounds better now. Anyway, Raiga had a good balance of humor and drama. There was humor that was strategically placed, and when it was executed, it was very funny. Raiga went for more zany comedy throughout, and I don't think that worked as well. Honestly, I'm not even entirely sure why Shinpei Hayashiya went that route, but whatever, what's done is done. This movie, again, like I said, the trailer doesn't necessarily show that particular aspect. It doesn't look like it's going for that kind of humor. But again, I can't tell. Maybe that's the way the trailer's cut. My hope is that it is more like the first movie in that It has comedy, and it's well-used comedy, but it also tells a good dramatic story. But it also has to deliver on the kaiju and the action, let's not forget. In terms of the kaiju themselves, it looks like they're still going for classic suitmation. That is a practical effect right there. That's Raiga, a man in a suit. And it looks like they're doing the same thing for the other monsters who will be showing up as well. The vehicles, however, still appear like they're being rendered in CGI, which, based on the past couple of films, those tend to be the worst looking parts, because these are independently made movies and they just do not have the budget to make photorealistic CGI. So why they keep using CGI and don't bring in models, that's anyone's guess. I realize that there's more you can technically do with CGI in terms of how you frame things and what you can have things do, whereas models you are kind of limited, but at the same time it does create that sort of visual contrast. Not that it detracts from the experience as a whole, but, well, it just looks like it's, in that regard, it's going to be visually consistent with the other films, so take that for what it's worth. There are also things like this, which have me wondering. This almost looks like it's a reference to Tokyo Ghoul, and I don't really know what it has to do with the film, but, well, I certainly am curious. And it's also clear that this movie is also hoping to ride on the coattails of the Monsterverse. The last two movies were given new titles to evoke a similar sound to Godzilla King of the Monsters. This title is clearly aiming for something more like Godzilla vs. King Kong. God Raiga, King Ohga, Godzilla, King Kong. Even the tagline in the trailer is "One will reign," as opposed to GVK's tagline, "One will fall," which literally is just one word difference. I don't know why SRS Cinema is doing this, because I expect that sort of thing from the Asylum with their knockbusters. I don't expect it from something like this, but then again, they've decided that's the best way they can think of to market these films, so maybe they know what they're doing? But then again, you can't judge a movie entirely by its title, unless that title is itself misleading. This title is promising two monsters fighting, and that's what we see in the trailer, so hopefully it at least delivers on that front. But, ultimately, there's only one way to find out how the movie is, and that is for the movie to actually come out and be seen. And that's going to happen sometime in 2021. More specifically, it's getting released in April of 2021, which is a month before Godzilla vs. Kong, assuming that Godzilla vs. Kong maintains its May release date. It has been moved around quite a bit. But that's not too far away. Couple months. We can wait. So those are my basic thoughts at the moment. Again, the trailer doesn't reveal too much, but what it does reveal makes it look like it'll be a pretty satisfying kaiju film. I don't know if it'll necessarily be as good as the first, but I hope it's better than the second. Only time will tell, though. So, here's looking forward to April. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni Viewer signing off. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, then go down to the description to find links to follow us on DeviantArt, Patreon, and Twitter. While you're there, you'll also find the Amazon links for the original novels Operation Red Dragon, The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, and The Occult Mafia. 2 books I think you'll really enjoy. Thank you all, and we appreciate your support.